reflect the highest standards of the United States Armed Forces. This operation was designed to severely degrade Iran's nuclear weapons infrastructure. It was planned and executed across multiple domains and theaters with coordination that reflects our ability to project power globally with speed and precision at the time and place of our nation's choosing. This was a highly classified mission with very few people in Washington knowing the timing or nature of this plan.
June 2025. A Pentagon briefing room. Behind the chairman of the Joint Chiefs, a map, a flight path running from the middle of America halfway around the world to Iran and back. 7 B-2 bombers had just flown into one of the most defended countries on Earth, destroyed 3 nuclear sites, and come home. And the chairman's read on Iran's air defenses was chilling in its simplicity. They never saw us. Now hold that thought. Those bombers are nearly 40 years old. There are only 21 of them. And the Air Force is about to replace them with something smaller, stealthier, longer ranged, and far more numerous. Something that won't fly alone. If 7 old ghosts could do that to Iran, the question that should keep America's rivals awake is simple. What happens when 100 of their successors do it to a superpower? This is the B-21 Raider. And it was never designed to be just a bomber.
At midnight Friday into Saturday morning, a large B-2 strike package comprised of bombers launched from the continental United States. As part of a plan to maintain tactical surprise, part of the package proceeded to the west and into the Pacific as a decoy, a deception effort known only to an extremely small number of planners and key leaders here in Washington and in Tampa. The main strike package, comprised of 7 B-2 Spirit bombers, each with 2 crew members, proceeded quietly to the east with minimal communications.
The Ghosts Air the Raider is the first all-new American bomber in more than 3 decades and the first aircraft anyone has publicly called 6th generation. Line it up against the B-2, and the first surprise is that it's smaller. A wingspan around 150 feet against the B-2-172. Smaller, but longer-legged Northrop's own chief says it outranges the B-2, and far cheaper, roughly $700 million a copy, against more than $2 billion for a B-2. That price is the whole point. The B-2 fleet stopped at 21 jets. The Raider is planned for at least 100. Then there's the stealth. The B-2 radar signature was famously described as the size of a bumblebee. The B-21 is reported to be closer to a mosquito. And it isn't just paint. On the Raider, the radar-absorbing material is cured directly into the composite skin as the aircraft is built not layered on top like the B-2, which needed climate-controlled hangars and constant babysitting to keep its coating intact. No tail. Flush, buried inlets. A seamless canopy. Every line erases one more radar reflection.
The U.S. Air Force unveiling its new B-21 Raider stealth bomber today. It's the branch's first new bomber in over 30 years and the most advanced military aircraft ever built. The unveiling happened at Northrop Grumman's facility in Palmdale, just outside of Los Angeles. And while we don't know the full capabilities of this aircraft, we do know that it can operate with or without a pilot on board.
The brain, not just the bomb, but the real leap isn't the shape, it's the software. The B-2 was a closed box. Adding a new weapon meant years and millions in bespoke engineering. The Raider was built the opposite way in open architecture, so new weapons, sensors, and code can be bolted on fast and cheap. At the unveiling, the Defense Secretary put it plainly, it's built to carry weapons that haven't been invented yet. And it's networked. The Raider is designed to plug into the military's all-domain command system, pulling targeting updates in mid-flight, sharing what its own sensors see, and acting as a battle management node in the sky. Don't picture a bomb truck. Picture a quarterback, reading the whole field and directing everything around it.
Next, the Pentagon just unveiled the country's newest nuclear stealth bomber. This comes after years of secret development. The B-21 Raider is the first new American bomber aircraft built in more than 30 years. Almost every aspect of this B-21 Raider program is classified. It will take its first flight next year.
The arsenal inside those bays. The Raider carries a menu that runs from surgical to apocalyptic. For conventional strikes, the JASSM-ER, a stealthy cruise missile that flies about 1,000 kilometers to hit a hardened target from beyond the reach of most defenses. For the deepest bunkers, the 30,000-pound massive ordnance penetrator, the same weapon that cracked open Iran's mountain in 2025. And for deterrence, the nuclear tier, a new stealthy cruise missile, the LRSO, reportedly reaching well past 2,000 kilometers, plus the precision B-21 family of gravity bombs, one variant built exclusively for the Raider and its largest targets. Precision on one end, the end of a country on the other.
The US Air Force is preparing for its next generation stealth bomber, and the transformation has already begun. At Ellsworth Air Force Base, the 28th Bomb Wing is carrying out daily B-1B Lancer operations while simultaneously preparing the base for the arrival of the B-21 Raider. The transition from the legendary B-1B Lancer to the advanced B-21 Raider represents one of the biggest modernization efforts in US military aviation. The future of strategic air power isn't waiting, already under construction.
Why it won't fly alone, and here's the part the title promised the reason enemies lose sleep. The Raider is only the visible tip of a hidden team. First, the Scout. Defense analysts are near certain the Air Force already flies a classified stealth drone, the ARC-180, a flying wing that ranges ahead into defended skies, maps the enemy's radar picture, and may jam it, hours before the bomber ever arrives. The Eyes. Then, the Wingmen. In June 2026, the Air Force put 2 drone fighters into production, General Atomics' Dark Merlin and Anduril's Fury collaborative combat aircraft, highly autonomous jets built to fly alongside crewed planes. And this isn't a slide deck. On July 10, 2026, the Fury fired a live air-to-air missile for the first time. The concept is that the Raider picks up these drones as it nears the target. They screen it from enemy fighters and missiles, stretch its sensors, and carry extra weapons it can fire on command. Above them, the muscle, the F-47, a new crewed 6th-generation fighter already under a $20 billion contract, built with the range to escort the bomber deep. And arming that whole formation, a new long-range missile, the AIM-260, reported to outreach China's best. Put it together, and the B-21 isn't an aircraft, it's a networked hunting pack with the bomber calling the plays.
That's the B-21 Raider. It's not just another plane, it's a symbol of innovation and power. It's a marvel of engineering, this thing. Every inch of it has been meticulously crafted to perfection. The future of American air power. It's not just about flying, it's about redefining the boundaries of what's possible in the sky. And let me tell you, it is something to behold. The sleek lines, the advanced materials, everything about it screams cutting edge. The B-21 is a stealth bomber, but it's not just any stealth bomber. It's the pinnacle of stealth technology. That means it's designed to be almost invisible to radar. It can slip through enemy defenses like a whisper in the night. It's like a ghost, slipping unseen into enemy territory. Imagine the strategic advantage of being undetectable. The Air Force has been waiting a long time for this plane.
What it's built to beat none of this is aimed at Iran. It's aimed at the 2 hardest targets on Earth. China has spent 20 years building a wall of air defenses systems like the HQ-9, reaching 300 kilometers, and the Russian-built S-400, whose radars sweep out to 600 and are tuned to sniff for stealth. Russia adds the even newer S-500. These are real, expensive, and genuinely deadly to any ordinary aircraft. That's exactly the point of the Raider's family, to fall beneath what those radars can see and to blind, jam, and decoy them with its companions. The terror isn't that the walls are weak, it's that the enemy poured decades and fortunes into building them, and the Raider is designed to walk straight through.
Hidden in the shadows, the B-21 Raider represents a future of strategic air power, built with next-generation stealth technology. It is designed to penetrate advanced air defenses and fly missions across vast distances. Its flying wing design minimizes radar detection while carrying both conventional and strategic payloads. With advanced sensors, digital systems, and the ability to adapt to future upgrades, the 21 is built for decades of service. Silent, precise, and incredibly capable. The Raider is shaping the next era of long-range military aviation.
The asymmetry and the other side has no matching answer. China's own stealth bomber, the H-20, has been promised for years and still hasn't been publicly seen. The Pentagon assesses it's likely a decade from service. Russia's equivalent, the Pak-Da, is mired in sanctions, with production leaks suggesting it won't roll off the line before 2027 at the earliest. Neither has anything resembling the drone wingman ecosystem. Both are trying to build a single stealth bomber. America is building a whole system.
Lieutenant Colonel Cole, in the future, when the President calls the United States Air Force and puts us into the fight, what is the name of the bomber that will carry on for all of us?
Good morning. I am very humbled to be here representing General Doolittle and the Raiders at the naming of the B-21 Raider, and wish they were here. We are deeply honored. Thank you.
What no one talks about now, the honest part?
The U.S. Air Force's aging bomber fleet got not one, but two bits of good news this week. The first new B-21 Raider bomber is complete and has entered ground testing, paving the way for a first flight later this year. At the same time, Secretary of the Air Force Frank Kendall says he wants an unmanned bomber that costs half as much as the B-21, one the service would send on its most dangerous missions. Ground testing typically works to test and verify everything possible while a brand new plane is still on the ground. It involves validating mechanical components such as the flaps, rudders, ailerons, refueling probes, and landing gear work correctly.
Because confidence is not the same thing as combat. The Raider hasn't fought. It's in flight testing, doing exactly what a new jet should. First flight, first refueling, first operational test pilot, all on schedule. But a lot of the scariest details, the mosquito-sized signature, the Arc 180 itself, the exact numbers are reported or assessed, not officially confirmed. And the adversary's missiles are real and improving. The Raider's reputation rests on two things: the pace of the program and the fact that its predecessor just proved the concept over Iran. That's a strong hand. It is not yet a war record. The convergence, but watch the calendar, because that's what truly unsettles a rival. The Raider reaches its first base in 2027. The Fury already fired live in 2026. The escort fighter is in development. The scout drone, by every assessment, is already flying. For the first time in history, America isn't fielding a bomber. It's fielding a networked strike system, and every piece is arriving inside the same few years. That's the fear. Not one aircraft or machine of many parts that will be finished and fighting before either rival can field a single counter. Which means the walls they spent decades building could be obsolete before they're even done. So here's my question for you. Is a weapon this dominant a guarantee of peace through deterrence, or an invitation to an arms race nobody can win? Tell me in the comments. Hit like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.